You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey, is this thing on? Is this thing on? Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Is this thing on? Holy shit. Alright, brothers. It's been a long week, but lots of sports and lots of fun. Okay, so let's get our minds off the crazy shit and onto the fun stuff. Alright, rebels. We are at full strength this week, so let's get into this thing, man, without any hesitation. So without further ado, let's do the do that we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here is your host, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we are back here for another edition of DSR2. It is a Wednesday here in September, so we got September 9th, and again, we're having a little watch along with us. We got Game 6 of the Raptors and the Celtics here, so we got a good game there. If you had the Bucks to win it all, sorry, you're out. You get the home game.
You shouldn't be allowed to play anyway. You haven't been paying attention.
Especially since they came back on there. So
right.
On there. So this looks like a good series there. On there, and of course we've got the Lakers there going on as well. Lakers and we got the Clippers in Denver, and the Lakers going against Houston. On here. Guess what starts tomorrow, guys? Football. The NFL's action starts out there as well. So we'll get into that. We're going to definitely get into that. We also got NHL playoffs on there. We got Dallas versus Vegas, and St. Louis is basically handling the Islanders there as well. And then we got baseball. Again, playing pretty good till today, and then they had a big stinker up, losing 19-0.
Wow.
So the NFL starts tomorrow, and again, there'll be a whole interesting aspect there with this basically being 2020 on there. So no fans in the stands, and we'll see what happens there. Deshaun Watson, why did you re-sign with Houston? Dude, they're not going to win. I know you'll get paid.
They don't even like you very much, it seems like.
Dude, they traded your weapons away.
They don't even like you.
Bill O'Brien, I mean, you should punch Bill, general manager. Yeah, I know you're paying me, but dude, of course it was only a 2-year guarantee deal, so he can still opt out after this year and say, you know what, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, that would probably be wise, to be quite frank. I don't even get it, man. I don't. What a debacle. I don't know why he would resign. It had to be like you said. You know what?
Uncertain. It was like $40 million guaranteed.
Yeah,
only
uncertain times. I'll take this quick money, and we'll have a goofy year, and then I can go somewhere
and leave.
Yeah, and then I can leave next year. I mean, the only reason I could think of. Other than that, it just doesn't even make sense.
It just doesn't make any sense. And again, Gore's making any sense. Jalen Ramsey getting $105 million 5-year deal. $21 million for a cornerback.
I know. I heard that today on the radio, and I said, "What?" Like the NFL is just charging along as normal. Whatever. Oh, we can't have any fans. How about pay us $1,000 and we'll let you put a cardboard cutout of yourself in the fucking crowd,
right?
Or your dog, if you want.
Dog's like $1,500.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah, we got there, and you go.
I don't get it, man. Like whatever. I wouldn't pay a defensive back like that. I mean,
no,
that's crazy.
I don't know. What do you pay a premier pass rusher that?
I mean, maybe if he was like the premier.
Myles Garrett, maybe? No.
You know
not
what I mean?
$21 million.
It's crazy.
Only one position gets paid that kind of money it deserves, and it's quarterback.
Oh yeah.
And even then,
I mean, I get that contracts are going up and up and up with all these TV deals and all this, that, and the other. It just seems like, well, how destroyed is the league going to be by this year, and what is going to change over the course of the next couple of years? So to me, it's not fiscally responsible to put out a contract with a huge guarantee, bring in somebody when you find out down the road that salary caps are affecting all kinds of different stuff because of what happened with COVID this year. So I mean,
especially if they have to shut it all down.
well, that's where it really gets hairy. Absolutely. And I know it's a little bit of a foil hat scenario. I still think that, this putting blinders on and just going as normal is not going to work. And you could have that problem where there's going to be all kinds of issues down the road. As it is, the NBA has not really truly addressed the issue of starting next season.
No.
So
They haven't even announced when they're going to start. All we know is it's not going to be beginning of December. It's going to be later. They want to open up with fans in the stands and that. I don't think it's going to happen.
you heard they just halted the phase 3 studies because of side effects that they're investigating.
Right.
So, like, the whole, vaccine thing, and then for it to be it has to be in, like, it has to be, like, some crazy percentage of people that take it for it to really be effective, right? You got to have 60% of the population's got to take the damn thing.
Right.
For it to work. So, we're not going to just wake up one day and go, okay,
Boom.
no, we got a vaccine. Just go to the Phil stadiums. It's not going to happen.
No.
So I don't know what the fuck they think they're watching in front of. That's
And
not
putting large crowds into a confined space is not good.
no. You know what's gonna. The problem. The thing is like the NBA is going to be the last to get people.
Right.
It's going to be places that can have outdoor scenarios and they can have some kind of distancing in that respect. So I don't think that he's probably gonna be the last to have fans in the building. Close proximity that fans are typically to the players, all that. So I just don't think you can do that. Football has a chance. They got a lot of outdoor stadiums. The players aren't, the fans aren't right on top of the players unless they choose to jump in the crowd, which will obviously be a mandate that you won't be able to do that. So no more Lambeau leaps.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Even when they get back to having people, that shit's not going to happen. No, Mike, we're not discuss the Tigers game. We shouldn't. I know Moose teased it, but you're right. We probably shouldn't discuss it.
We'll maybe talk for a snippet about it.
What are we going to do? Make fun of it?
It was one of those.
I mean, I've never seen doubles in my life. Like, how many they have? Like, teen doubles?
Something like that ridiculous on there. I mean, again, Milwaukee's been struggling offensively on there, and kind of made up for like last 3 weeks of game.
Let's get everybody in on the conversation, guys. Facebook, of course, Studio 57 Radio. We're on Twitch, YouTube, the whole nine. Studio57radio.com. You can also hit us up in our text line, 313-307-5340. I'll pop it up there for you. If you want to be anonymous, you can be, or you could throw your handle on there. But that's a way to get through to me right away for sure. Also, the social media stuff. We are already international, as we got Canada Mike in the mix. And he want to talk about the Tiger game. So I don't blame him. It was a disgusting thing. But we'll talk about whatever you want, especially NBA buffs and NFL, because we're all cranked up about the NFL right now. And so 313-307-5340. Moose, I had some graphics for the pick'ems, and I got to figure out a way to. I forgot to put them in the computer, so I might have to wait till next week to do graphics. It's been a crazy week with family and everything like that on the side note. So I'm glad to be here because at least we're talking sports and I'm thinking other stuff. But I did get the graphics in, but you're like, so next week. I'm teasing graphics for a pick'em thing. That's how bad things have gotten. But here we go. We've got sports. Do you watch any of the college football stuff?
No, I was up north and I wasn't.
It was horrid.
Yeah, I can expect
it was
especially
terrible.
the games that they hit on.
Yeah, it was terrible.
No, I didn't watch.
I
was up north.
I don't know what we're doing here.
I enjoyed the day outside today, and then we attempted on because the wood was soaked because all they've been doing.
Well, you're aware, of course, that everybody wants the Big Ten to backpedal on not playing, and then you're aware that. I don't know if you saw the news this morning that there was an outbreak of COVID on the campus.
Yeah.
So how's that working?
Yeah.
We're gonna backtrack on that. So one of the two, and mind you, my man is a doctor. He's a PhD, and he's dealing with an outbreak on his campus. And you're going to try to get him to get on board.
They're on campus. There's an outbreak on a campus that's doing classes on the computer
remotely.
Tell people don't bother coming. Don't bother coming into the dorms.
And it still has an outbreak.
I mean, not as bad as say what South Carolina had with 1,000+ cases there, and Alabama and everything else. But yeah, then we have out there in the Pac-12 at Cal Berkeley, an offensive lineman died of COVID on there, and of course they're trying to say, well, it's comorbidities. So that's not what did them. Well, yeah, it did. I mean, again, everything has comorbidities.
Right.
We have a nation that's 42% obese. We have a nation with 100+ million people with high blood pressure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but we're gonna blame everything else on it or whatever.
Yeah. Well, this is the deal. So there's tons of meat on the bone, we guys. There's plenty of things on the table. Where are you starting, Moose?
I'm gonna start with the NFL on it.
All right.
We got the NFL coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow night we got Dallas and Houston. I mean, not Dallas. Kansas City and Houston for the kickoff. Kansas City's a 9.5-point favorite.
Kansas City,
Houston.
That's it. They're only a 9.5-point favorite.
Yeah, 54.5 is the over/under. Take the over.
You know, I would normally, but dude, these guys haven't touched a football. I feel like in forever.
Yeah, but it's.
But I'm normally with you, dude. But this might be a prime time for an under. Now, I'm not saying that Kansas City isn't going to blow them out of the building. What I'm saying is,
you're saying they. I'm not saying they're not.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you're going 54 points. What if you have a whole first half that's like a preseason game where it's just ugly?
Yeah.
Then getting to the over is going to be hard. Now, can KC win by 14 points? Oh, yeah. Sure.
Will they? Probably.
Right. So what if it's 28 to 14?
Yeah. There you go.
Damn. So this could be the under to me because this game, Von Miller ended his season with a little ankle injury. The last play of practice because they're not getting these guys are
they're not.
I watched the college game. I watched BYU. Anything?
Yeah.
Is that Navy even a thing? Like they didn't show. They weren't because it was obvious that they hadn't had any kind of contact or any. Now moving over to the NFL, they a little bit more, I think, than you see, but.
Still not full speed and not real opponent.
You know what I'm saying? And we talk about this year after that. It's the OTAs. It's all the things that they've taken away is why we're having these injury issues, right? I mean, I think we kind of have a trend starting to show that if you don't practice enough, if you're not in, quote, football shape, you are more likely to be injured, whether you're playing competitively, maybe. Trend seems to show that. So to me, I expect this to be a slowly start to a season.
So too, you got that, but you got also
and you got to hope that people don't get blown early.
Well, Frisco, basically, they're forest fires all around it.
Well, the whole state of California is burning fire and brimstone. You're not having any games there. I mean, you could try.
You can try.
You think Mile High it sucks? Try throwing in like 400 degrees in Oak.
Mile High, well, yeah, Mile High got snow.
Yeah, well, until tomorrow it'll be 80.
I know, 93 degrees, and then the next day snow on there.
The world is coming to an end in front of our very. I'm waiting for the locusts, quite frankly.
Well, I had a friend of mine who lives in Montana. They had to evacuate their house on Saturday because of a forest fire there. Thank God their house is okay, but
yeah, right. Well, there's whole towns wiped out, in Oregon or
and
shit like that, I guess, in Washington.
California. Yeah. We're going to have a firework gender reveal.
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on that. The sports show, Moose. I'm going to do an hour on that because I'm going to melt the F down on that garbage. Hey, it's probably the hottest it's been in, like, I don't know, 6 fucking years. It's a day on record. See, what color, boy or girl? Let me shoot fire at the trees. Fucking dumb. It's the dumbest shit. Okay. I don't know the chick's name, but some chick started this whole gender reveal thing on the internet. If I get my DeLorean, going back in time and killing her for everybody. How's that?
And save us all.
Yes, I'm going to save us all from the whole reveal trend to begin with.
Yeah, nobody's
and
going to show.
thusly saving California. Yes, vote for.
The good thing is, like on there is
governor or whatever I'm talking about. Anyway.
Chargers, then they're going to open their new stadium, and that again, when they have their home games, at least it will be like more of a home game than it normally is because there will be no oppositions honoring the home fans. Vegas gets their new team on there, the Raiders, and they can't show up.
And they can't. Hey man, that's how this goes. That's how this goes. Oh, a little side note: 12-2 run for the Raptors. Ooh, that's a silencer right there. That stopped it. 12-2 run, including 3 triples in a row.
This is Betty Gary's here.
Toronto was like all but left for dead after the first 2 games, but has played really well since then.
Right.
Obviously winning 2 more. But this is it's going to be a tough series, and whoever comes out of it, to be honest, I think whoever comes out might be your potential.
I don't know, man. The way Miami's playing on there, Jim Butler.
I know. But that is a chemistry thing, and that is a Pistons. We'll get into the NBA later. Back to NFL. It's AD radio. We're all over the place. But to me, man, this NFL's been hard to follow. This year is no preseason. There's a lot of contract signings, but none of that stuff. Jim, Cody, Mark, everybody, thanks for hanging in with us. Appreciate you. Feel free to hop over in the mix there. Yeah, for me to get a gauge on anything, I fully expect KC to be KC.
Yeah.
This Tampa is intriguing.
Mike Evans uncertain, so he tweaked his hammy.
Oh, yeah, sure. Whatever. But, like I said, you're going to have that trend, I think, more this year as well. Because
who's going to be the worst team? It's pretty obvious.
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Maybe.
Yeah, they're full out tank mode. For the best quarterback on their folds. They trade him.
Look what happened with Miami and their tank job.
Yeah, but
their coach accidentally won 3 games at the end of the year or whatever.
Well, again, because actually,
so you have a messed
Brian
up year.
Flores, might be a pretty decent coach. Doug Maroney's not.
Yeah, but dude, check this out. You have a weird COVID year, so right?
This is weird
so
too.
What if that's a COVID tank? You jack up and fuck up and win a few games because depleted rosters and such.
Miami went to tank for Tua, and they still got Tua.
Well, yeah, no, they won. They got what they wanted, but is Tua gonna stay healthy?
Yeah.
Longevity is he got it there. I mean, most people believe that his skill set will be fine. He'll do well. I would think, but it comes on issue.
That's the key on there. See what he looks like. We're getting
there's tons of things to look at. Cleveland should be better this year, and they can't be any worse than the fucking shitstorm out there last year. After all the expectations,
and I think they're going to be better because I think they're going to run the ball more.
So there's intriguing stuff. I just don't know what they're going to do. And what the fuck are the Lions doing? Like, why are we getting cats? Like 10 years too late. And then if Kareem Hunt was too bad of a guy to bring in, why did you bring in the child beater? Why do that? Like if Hunt was too dirty to touch, why bring in AP?
I would have brought in Hunt over AP because AP's 35.
I mean, at least.
Yeah, great. He ran for 900 yards last year, but you know what? This reminds you, this is going to be like the last year of Emmitt Smith. Remember when he was with the Cardinals?
Oh, right, sure.
Or Jerry Rice when he was with the Seahawks.
Sure. Well, my whole thing is, you got cut by Washington. You got cut by Washington. Like, they didn't even want him.
Who the hell's Washington's run back?
I don't even think they care. They're like, we just don't want it to be him. I don't know. I do that. But, I mean, to me, with all the backs that they got in and everything.
Nobody's healthy.
Nobody's healthy, yep. And they're just going to be like running back by committee.
Yeah.
And that ain't going to get it done.
No, and again, what's going to happen in Green Bay? Because Aaron Rodgers got a red ass because after his replacement.
Right.
They didn't get any help. They drafted his replacement.
Right. And you know what?
He may be, and he already is kind of a prayer bastard anyway.
Oh, yeah, you might see him try to get out and make a name for himself, make a little bit of ruckus somewhere else. All this stuff we just mentioned aside, Alex Smith is sorry for me.
Does Alex Smith start?
Dude, the fact that he didn't die and he's playing fucking football. You fucking kidding me? That guy's not even supposed to be alive.
Yeah, a year and a half.
The infection that he got in his leg.
He was supposed to
He was supposed to not own his leg, but they thought he was going to die. They saved him, and his leg, and he's on a fucking squad.
Right?
Yeah, that's
the feel-good story of the year.
To me,
Even if he doesn't take a snap, I don't care.
I don't either. I would love him on the field for sure. But yeah, I mean, there are so many stories, and you know me, Moose.
Well,
like,
yeah,
I
also,
root for,
too, today,
I root for the story.
Shazier retired from Pittsburgh.
Right.
Well, we all do that. Yeah. But again, the fact that he's back to walking again.
Right.
That's the story because, dude, he was to walk.
All right. So it's just some of the stuff. There's some great stories out there. Like I want to get lost in all that and everything else when those. So I love the story. Everybody's like, "Who do you root for?" I haven't had a team to root for in the NFL my whole fucking life because home team's been garbage. Okay, and since Barry left, I have nothing to watch but Calvin, and he got jobs so many times I couldn't take it anymore. Okay, so I'm just done. So I don't root for a team. I root for a fucking story.
Right.
We talked about it, and so I'm rooting for a fucking story. There's a ton of great fucking stories. So, when we get into, like, predictions and stuff like that, just know, I'm rooting for stories. You know what I want to see in the Super Bowl? I want to see KC and Tampa Bay. I want to see old versus young. I want to see the past versus the future. I want to see them collide in the only window they have to collide. That's a cool story. Even if Drew Brees gets in there or, whatever, I will stories. So that's what I'll be rooting for all year. I'm not a flip-flopper or a fair fan. I have no fan because the owners of the Lions stole that from me as a youth. So
after years.
So now I root for the stories.
Yes. And only the Lions can actually sign a Super Bowl winning coach, and the son of a bitch dies before the season begins.
I mean, and so it's always going to be about stories for me. So if I'm talking the Lions, it's usually a bad story, but we'll talk it if they have a story worth telling.
Lions don't die on the field in the NFL.
That's horrible. And Utley is horrible.
Well, you had the Utley thing, and you had the.
So there's a lot of that. In sports, that's that kind of goes forgotten sometimes. But anyway, I can't.
The only thing is, I have questions on there. Is like, what the hell is Indianapolis signing freaking Phillip Rivers? The arm is.
That's another what are we doing here? As we're previewing the NFL,
dude, you could have went after Teddy Close.
Right. 1-3-3-07-5340 DSR2. We're back at full strength. Breaking down, getting into some NFL preview action. We'll get our picks a little bit later. NBA, NFL, all on the table. Feel free to get in on the conversation, text line, or social media, Studio 57 Radio, across the board, Facebook, Twitter. We're on TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, Twitch now. We're on Twitch. You guys have Twitch, YouTube, all that. Facebook, whatever. You can find us everywhere. Studio57Radio.com. Okay.
Probably the year the Lions actually look really good, and they'll have to cut the damn season because the freaking.
It would be amazing. They have
that would be Lions.
Right. Like they're one win away from like taking vision and going.
Best record in the NFL.
Right, yes.
And all of a sudden, we're cutting.
Yep.
Bastards!
They'd have to stop right there, and it'd be over. Yeah, that's like, I mean, yeah, sure. Well, just know that if the Lions do well, that season's going to go up sometime.
Yeah.
That's your sign of the apocalypse.
Bastards.
Ralph, Casey, Joe, Mike, Cody, Mark, everybody, appreciate you. Feel free to get in on the conversation, share, let everybody know what we got going on here. A little sport talk, get you away from your politic and all the other crazy nonsense out there in the world. Toronto up 5 on Boston. A little watch it with us. You see the game in the background here. So if you want to talk NBA, we will do that. We got pickup coming up. But we got our first slate of games coming up this week, Moose. It's so weird. I even feel like it. No. And when's the last time we were talking about watching NBA playoffs and then the season for football starting? Oh, right. Fucking never. Because it doesn't happen. This is so weird. Baseball's almost done, and Mike doesn't want us to talk Tigers, but we probably might. Well, I don't know if we'll sneak any baseball in here or not today, but they're wrapping up.
Yeah,
and it's an interesting season too.
It's interesting, and we'll get maybe on the Tigers. It's like they're bringing up the young guys, and some of the young guys that brought up. I mean, it's interesting here. Are looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean, Guy Reyes looked lost, and now he looks like holy crap. He looks like a bona fide.
See, this is my whole take, and this is the thing the whole thing, and I can kind of go. It's the same thing with Throw in Miami when you look at the NBA, or even if you look at that whole series with Milwaukee being on Miami and all that, that whole series. You can look at a lot of the stuff. is this going to be the same way you react? Is this going to be the same way that you play and perform when you do get back to normal?
Right.
You taking somebody's performance, in the NBA's case in the bubble, are you holding that against them or rewarding for that and hoping that they repeat that performance? Or do you assume that they will go back to what was
the status quo next?
Because I'm sorry, I would expect that Milwaukee would have played better because once they got to the bubble, it was
They
a
just
fucking
didn't- right. They just
never
didn't-
got right.
no.
And then and conversely with Miami, I get that the whole Butler thing is a great fit and they got a good team concept going over there with good coaching, but no one expected them to be that good this quick. They benefit from being in the bubble together.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. So you have a team
That team that had such a long layoff on there just didn't get. They lost the mojo. They lost that magic. They lost the chemistry there.
But let's point here. So you have a team, two teams in the same series. One benefited from the bubble potentially, and one hurt from the bubble. Hero stepped up in the bubble. Right. Is he going to perform like that with a stadium full of 30,000 people screaming "Boo, you loser"? On a crucial, is he going to make crucial shots in a series, in a playoff series, in a regular situation? There's nobody in the fuck.
No.
He's playing pickup basketball.
Right.
There's no pressure.
No. I think Miami had no pressure on there, and I
You know
think
what I'm
Milwaukee
saying?
had
So-
all the pressure on them.
But it's even less pressure in the bubble.
Right.
So is Hero going to perform? So that's
No.
what I'm saying. So like, what are we expecting from these cats post bubble? Like, if we get back to normal, and are you making deals? What do we expect from these teams? What's the next season's already going to be truncated? What's that going to look like?
Right.
Is it going to be more bubble action? Are these guys going to go into an even longer, shittier bubble? And you're going to expect. Like, so now do you make deals and you sign contracts and you make moves you do with your team
Again,
in this scenario?
If it goes back to, like, even if you do like a variation of the bubble, like duels, East Coast, West Coast, and we figure that out, you're gonna ownership's not gonna be making deals because they're not getting the money.
Right.
TV money, yeah. You still don't get money from the revenue
Right.
from your own fans and stands and that, stadiums and that. So I don't think to spend the money like on it, and it will affect us up. It's going to shrink. It's going to.
Oh, that's my point.
Same
Like,
thing with
it's
the,
not gonna stay-
the NHL. It's going to
Yeah.
shrink. It'll be a contraction of the salary cap.
Yep.
Every sport will have that, and even the NFL will maybe not have a traction, but there's not going to be a growth. It'll be stagnant for a couple years.
Oh, at very least, yeah, like you said.
And all these people signing these big contracts, not only you go, crap, it's not getting any bigger. Well, how are we going to feel the team?
Right.
Well, you're going to see the casualties more so in 2 years than, say, this year or next year.
So that was my
Pretty
point.
much every sport.
Well, and that was my point with the NFL with some of these things that we're seeing. Like, what are they doing? I don't understand.
I wouldn't be jumping out signing anybody to.
Especially the guaranteed contracts. Right. The NFL has room. Like, I would understand. There's some big money guarantees in some of these contracts we've been seeing recently.
Yeah.
And what, dude, I want. Don't get it twisted, guys. I can already see it in the text. Don't get it twisted. I want them guys to make that. But from a business point, and they should have guaranteed contracts. I want them to get that money. But from a business standpoint, if you're in a league that gets away with not guaranteeing these contracts, why the fuck would you start doing it now?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. Well, that guy hit his ding on the thing. It looked like on the base of the hoop. He like went like I'm sure it's across his legs, but like he went right for his crotch area.
Coach, I broke my dick.
I broke my dick. So I think he hit his legs across it, but oh my goodness, lots of sloppy play and turnovers. Oh, he must have twisted funny. Right. Oh, look at that ankle. Ugh. I can't believe he's still moving around. Yeah, he's moving around pretty good. That ankle looked like it turned and hyperextended his leg and the other damn thing. Anyway, watch it with us. Little Toronto-Boston action, 4-point game. Toronto's got the lead there with just a couple seconds.
Curious
left
on there because we got on there. On there. Like I'm gonna just go by divisions to start with on there. What you think is going to be the best division in the NFL, and which is the worst division you think is going to be in the NFL this year?
Jeez, I don't even.
I think best division is the NFC West.
Okay.
Arizona's going to take a step up. I don't think the Rams are going to be terrible on there. I think they'll be on there, but Seattle's going to be really.
I think to me every division is heavy, and in this good year, I'm not ready to say anybody.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because like I just fully expect this to be, what do you know about every fucking year, right? 6 to 8 teams are new in the playoffs every year. You get that turnover every year. I think that's going to be even crazier this year. And then
what's going to happen in New England?
There's so many head scratchers. I worry less about New England than I do with some of these other places. And Miami's going to be on the come up.
Right.
So, and don't make the mistake of doing what you did to Cleveland now. I'm too high on the come up and start thinking of crazy high expectations and buy your own hype. But Miami is going to be a serviceable team.
Yeah.
So now how do you look at divisions? Do you look at it with the top 2 or do you look at the whole division as a whole?
Division as a whole.
Well, I think, so then that changes everything. Because to me, the more top heavy, you have a couple of divisions that have a little bit of depth. So those
right. I mean, if you look at, I would go as a whole on there because again, and even because I think Cleveland will be better this year. Well, they better year than last year, but again, they're going to run the ball more. They're not going to pass it as much, and you're not going to all the pressure on Mayfield. I think they're going to be okay with running the ball because they've got possibly the 2 best runners combo in the league with Chubb and Hunt.
Right.
They addressed it. They made the offensive line better with it. I think that they helped out with the basically you've gotten the Njoku and Hoopa at your tight ends and that. So I think they're going to be more of a run team oriented on it.
Right.
What's Pittsburgh have this year? Again, how's Big Ben going to? Is it going to be Big Ben of Big Ben's age? Is it going to be 400-pound Big Ben?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. In a bubble situation or a weird COVID situation, I think you're going to see a huge improvement from Pittsburgh because Tomlin's a really good coach.
Yes.
He coached the hell out of that shitty-ass team last year. They won games they had no business fucking winning.
Duck Dodgers or Duck Dodger, whatever it is on there.
They had no business winning a lot of those games they won. And so for me to get stabilizing force of Ben there, he doesn't even have to be Big Ben of old. And they're going to be a better team.
That defense is going to be really good.
And then, and that's my point. Conversely, when you go to Tampa, and I talk about Tampa, and I want to see things out of Tampa, and it's cool you bring in Gronk for Brady and all that other. But Brady, he doesn't have the defense he had in New England.
He doesn't have the offensive line he had in New England.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
not jumping on the band.
So there's just certain things. Yeah, I'd love to see things for story-wise. I'd love to see things. But, dude, there's too many. Like, we talk every year in our preview. There's all kinds of what-ifs and scenarios, but this season, when what we've already seen out of sports that have come out and tried to play during this thing, this is going to be
see teams on there that are winning that. Yeah, you're seeing out there that are going to be playing on there out there. And again, what we know on there is Dallas's defense is going to be a train wreck.
Oh yeah,
on there.
Well,
who knows? So lost Diggs,
right?
And they're trying to fill it in with a rookie,
right?
They lost Griffin. They got the kid out of Jacksonville. Who knows about that? The Bears are a freaking wreck. They have no run game, and they've got Trubisky as their quarterback.
Right.
If any team should have gone after Fournette, the Bears.
So, I mean, to me, it's an unmitigated disaster, and maybe that's what some of these teams are banking on.
Yeah, and again, like the Redskins.
I mean, the Washington football team.
Yes, formerly known as the Redskins.
Yes.
Will be Indian symbol upside down backwards. There you go.
We just gotta pay that squatter for the fucking name and get over it. Is the owner gone yet? Like, why can't we get rid of this fucking clown?
Now with all the sexual allegations and all that, the sexual harassment and everything.
Dude, Snyder is the worst.
Where the NFL can say, dude, you're going to sell the team, make your $1 billion, and just deal with it.
This is my take on it, right? Okay, so I am going to give a big shout out to all you big tough guys that are boycotting the NFL or the NBA or the NHL, any other sports, because they stand up for racial injustice and you don't like it. You tough guys that are boycotting the NFL because of stuff Drew Brees, and others are now that's been slightly educated by mates. I got one for you. You have an owner like that with all of that going on in that league. You've got Greg Hardy's the Ray Rices,
Smith.
Alden Smith. Like the list goes on and on and on. Every year we used to joke and joke and joke. I did another podcast where we played games. The NFL players got arrested so much, we got points and stuff. There's so many. That didn't do it for you. That didn't appall you enough to not watch the sport and to boycott it. But Black Lives Matter.
Kneeling for the national anthem.
That's what did it. That's what tipped you over the edge. You know, you have an owner that has got all these horrible things going on within his organization, making millions of dollars off of you, the fan. These players beating their wives and their kids, and drugs and guns and gangs and assaults. Gotcha. None of that did you in. None of that got you to say, you know what? I can't watch this. It's fucking with my morality. That didn't do it. But Black Lives Matter did. Get the fuck on. Turn the dial. Unfriend me. Don't listen. Rip out your net cord. Whatever you need to fucking do. You're a turd. Not allowed to have a voice when that's all you have to say. I'm sorry. Not on this show. So, I just find that funny. And this guy, it's another sad state of affairs that, once again, if you're going to be mad at the NFL, there's plenty of reasons mad at the NFL. And
Trust me, give you
and the social injustice thing is not one to be smart about. This guy here, I mean, worst owner in sports? I mean, I know you're bad at the Knicks is trying to...
I would say is basically...
what is it?
I'd have
it's Dolan
to
and Snyder, right? Those are the two guys, right?
It's not a brainer. I mean, it's on there. But just for the way he treats the fans, but again, Snyder's just a truly despicable human being.
Yeah, I just feel
It's
like...
even worse.
I feel like, at least, I mean, Dolan just talks. It's his mouth.
He just treats his fans like crap.
Yeah,
he treats his legends
he's
like
an
crap on
asshole.
it. But again, I mean, the only thing on there was him letting, trying to brush aside and push away on there was the whole Zeke when he was running the team on there with all the sexual aspects.
Yeah,
and all
right,
that shit.
yeah.
But the Snyder
But he was
ones,
just- he was
Snyder's been over, I mean, decades.
Crazy. Just crazy to me. So, I don't know.
The common on there is both the clowns didn't make their own money. They're both inherited from their daddies.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know. So to me, if you're mad, you're coming at it, and it's the same thing with NBA. You're mad because they got a voice. Well, how many negative headlines have you heard from NBA players? I mean, not a lot.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And we said we'll get into it again over and over again. It's how many years and we want somebody to finally take the mantle
Right.
from the 60s and that they
Yeah.
did so.
Right.
And nobody
You
did. And now
Yeah.
they are, and they are.
Yeah, man, yeah.
So we'll get. That's
It's
how I'm
so
going to get into
crazy.
it tonight on there. But
Yeah.
teams on there, I think, with this whole COVID, I think you're going to see several teams out there pop up that you didn't expect on there, and I think several teams on there. You go, okay, they're going to take a header.
Yeah, well, I think you're gonna see so wild inconsistencies. You're gonna have that Trisky in there deep, and it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be an issue on the season. I don't know how to get the season. I'm sure they'll find a way, and they'll get it finished. I would like to think so, even if it turns out to be a 10 or 12 game season in the end. But I think they'll find a way. They're obviously gonna start this thing. I think they'll find a way to finish it in one form or another.
Yeah.
Just take it for what it is, man. Just be happy you've got something to entertain yourself with.
Right.
Because tell you, watch America's Got Talent now. Their shows. If you think this COVID has fucked up your fucking football, America's Got Talent. That shit's stupid. You know what that is now? It's America's Funniest Home Videos. Now that shit is now.
That's the freaking Gong Show with bigger audience.
They just send in videos, and then everybody's on Skype on Zoom afterwards.
But you know what
It's
good thing
stupid.
is, though? Again, there's a sign for hope in humanity. Keeping Up with the Kardashians is finally going off the air after this.
Hey. No one was even watching, let alone trying to keep up.
People were watching, but not me, not ever. So there is hope for humanity. They're finally getting rid of that thing.
The whole for the being famous thing is I've never understood it, and I blame Parton for all of it. She's essentially the 3 hour office for being famous. She didn't do anything. She's just famous for being famous.
Right.
I mean, she didn't do anything. She birthed, and then she was
Born into
famous.
originally.
And she looked like a bird.
Yes.
She looked like a skinny bird. Anyway, I digress. So we'll depends, but towards the end here, but yeah, it's hard to go this year trying to pick even wins, let alone division's going to be what and who's record. Listen, it is going to be all over the place. I think this year.
According to CBS, is the odds on? Well, the odds on for defensive player of the year, J. Watt. By Nick Bosa, not Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa.
Interesting.
We saw what Nick Bosa did last
Yeah,
year.
no, you're right. But you reject these things based on what they did last year and what you think they'll do this year. And to me, I don't know what Cats are going to do this year. And I expect you to have the same thing we saw in the NBA, where some Cats teams actually thrive situations while others wilt. The good thing is they don't have the bubble situation, and that could be crushing.
I think, again, this is a scenario where you're going to see teams that were very stable and didn't do massive changeovers, whether it was in personnel or coaching or on it.
Right.
The best, like we will see, is that's why we think Kansas City's going to be really good, because they got everybody back.
Right.
Everybody, I mean, coaches all there together
Yep.
still for another run. I think Pittsburgh, because of the stability Pittsburgh's had over the years, I think they're going to be on that too. Teams that made some changes on there with personnel-wise. I'm not sure what to make out of what the Lions, a new defensive coordinator. They do have the same offensive coordinator. We'll
I know
see
what to make
happens.
out of the Lions. They're shit. They're garbage. They'll lose.
6 and 10, 7 and 9.
That's 6, 4 and 12, 6 and 10 at the best. And that's just assuming they finish the season. It doesn't get truncated. So I think they'll finish the season, but if they have issues,
Key is too
they
with
might-
Dallas kid. They got a whole new head coach there, and what's going to happen there with Mike McCarthy?
Well, yeah. I mean, I would expect them to, have just as many issues early as anybody else. And to be honest with you, I'm not all that impressed with Dallas to begin with.
I'm not sold on their defense. I think the offense can damage, but I'm not sold on the defense.
Well, the offense is streaky. I mean, they're supposed to win games, and they'll blow out one cat and get beat by somebody they shouldn't. Like, wait a minute, how about we spread that out? You got to, let's play a little more consistent. So they don't play with any kind of consistency on the offensive side. I don't know if it's Dak. I don't know what it is that's causing it, but I just feel like they don't play with any kind of consistency.
Right.
And the offensive side. So
the Jets will be the Jets, and
they'll be horrible.
They're
I mean,
terrible.
so you can talk about the bottoms of the barrel, but there's so many unknowns. I just got done, going through the whole unknowns of Dallas. I mean, and Rams, I don't expect them to be all that good either. Like, what do they have? What the fuck is Indy thinking? But
I like what Buffalo did.
Right. No, I'm with you there. But
I like what Arizona did. I mean, again, they got rid of
Arizona, Miami, those are all
Yeah.
good teams. All made improvements. Sure. But how does that pan out in a COVID year? We don't
know.
That's what's going to be the waters we're going to be treading here. So it's fun. But it's going to be interesting. Still a 5-point game. Toronto holding off Boston in an attempt to get to a Game 7 here, and it is a physical game.
The one thing I think this year with the COVID year on there is the teams that are going to be able to ball consistently on there are going to be doing better, because again, you don't have to worry getting your timing down,
Right.
all the receivers and everything with it. It's basically, again, a rookie running back come right in the league and basically run.
I think you hit it in the head when you talked about teams that have that chemistry already built, teams that are kind of already together, and have been together. I think that is going to be where it's at. So when you look at teams this year, I think you're going to see the most improvement from teams that actually are kind of standing pat. They have most of their guys. They added a guy here or there that is veteran enough to fall in line pretty quick. But I thought, I mean, that's what it's going to be about. I don't know, man. I think that war of attrition is still going to be a bit bigger deal now.
Yeah.
Because these guys just didn't get the practicing. They didn't get the
They're
time
not
in,
in
the
football
reps.
shape.
So they're not only not in football shape, they're not even in the condition to where they're playing the game at a high level.
No.
And that leaves you susceptible to injury too. So, and then if you start getting concerned and thinking about it, right, then that makes you more susceptible, because you tend to, be hesitant like that. So I don't know what it's going to be like. I just know that like every time they dial back the OTA or the on whatever practices, there's more injuries. There's more cumbersome games. The less they play the starters, the worse first few games. I just think these first 2 games of the season, that's your preseason games. Right. I mean, that's their reps. That's going to be their practice. That's going to be their everything in 2 weeks. So you could easily be a very good team and just shit the best first 2 weeks and be 0-2 going into a season that could have some weird outcomes anyway. Where if you have an outbreak, do you shut down a team or do you shut down the league? Do you start forfeiting? They told us those rules yet. Have they explained how they're going to handle any of that yet? Not I mean, god damn. Guess what, guys? Don't go to your sports book too quick. Take your time.
I'd be sitting the first couple weeks out.
That's what I'm saying. I want to get a feel for what we're going to get before I fucking drop in a dime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At least now we've watched some basketball. I feel a little bit better putting some money on a game. But them first weeks, man, maybe parlay some goofy shit or do some, have some fun with some prop bet or something. But don't go after the NFL in the first 2 weeks. I'm gonna lose your ass. I feel that way. I could be totally wrong. Whoa, is he there, buddy? He's just determined to solve a silly ass fake. It's a 2-point game. Boston trying to steal this one from out from under Toronto. Although Toronto was the one that had to come back. So what am I saying? Right. It's a big basket. Little shit with us, guys. Text line is open as well. We're watching Toronto game 98 Boston, Toronto, NBA. Once again, 313-30-5340. We'd love to get you in on the conversation. Also, Studio 57, right across the board, social media. Except for the Twitter. It would just be Studio 57. But we're on Spreaker, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube. Twitch, the whole 9, studio57radio.com as well. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game, man. We're into the nitty gritty here. So anything you guys want to talk about, go ahead and on it. We'd love to get on it. Now, the college football season has... What am I watching, Moose?
You're watching garbage right now.
I mean, what are we doing here?
You're watching these small schools basically get some TV games on there, and they were just terrible.
Oh, I mean, why are we going to this? Why am I watching on one channel how we have 13 Republicans trying really hard to get the Big Ten to play football, and then us here in the Big Ten country are watching outbreaks when they don't even have fucking kids on campus. Right. What are we doing here, Moose? I know I've beat this drum before. I'm at the point now where fuck it. Just put everybody let's all just learn the fucking hard way. Did you not learn anything from Sturgis, you dumbass motherfucker?
Yeah, because again, obviously they're not, and you got to explain somebody of a certain political ilk, they're going to tell you it's bullshit.
Well, and that's kind of
they believe in science and facts. 19 out of the 1.3 million cases that were basically diagnosed positive for COVID in the month of August came from Sturgis.
Right.
So that is roughly 250,000. Half the people that showed up at Sturgis ended up with COVID.
All right. So this is my point, and that's kind of what I was saying, is they've made this political. That's why I made the remark of these 13 Republicans that wanted and because that's the irony in this.
You know why?
The only ones that are really pushing the Big Ten just ironically happen and are pushing the Senate to kind of make stuff. And you can't. They all happen to be Republican, but you can't make this a political issue. It's a health issue, and if you're having outbreaks in the conference, how can you put these kids out there? I'm watching this stuff unfold, and not the game's bad, but the sportsmanship is bad. And I can hear it now because there's fucking nobody else there.
Right.
And the mics are picking up how fucking douchebaggery that's coming from the sidelines.
Right.
And so it's not working just in the early preliminary. And if you love college football, you're eating this shit up. You got college football. But to me, there's just of a total
money grab.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Totally money grab.
Oh, my gosh. It's like don't worry about your kid money.
And again, we
Don't
all
worry
know
about
what
this,
bad
we
the
need to make
conference is because the SEC doesn't care about anybody but their money dollar.
And it's funny
and
because
the ACC and the SEC.
right.
And
And
again,
it's funny
certain
any
schools
argument they make for the kids even about money. Like even to make an argument to say, oh, the kids want to play, it's about their future earning potential. So even when they talk about what they're trying to do for the kids, it still comes back to fucking money.
Right. The
I don't
reason
know.
they went to Big Ten because again, it's going to go political. Is just those are swing.
Yeah.
They can't have no football. They're going to look at the current administration and blame them and vote them out. So they want to get everything is great. Look at us. Nothing to see here. Everything's back to normal.
Yeah.
Hate to say it, but that's what it is.
It does feel
But the
that
problem
way.
is, and again, I think that's what it is, especially what it feels like. But again, I would say is let the side, again, because you got the head president of Michigan State and the president of the University of Michigan are both infectious disease doctors.
Yes. They both have their PhDs in
They basically
science.
said on
Yes.
there, why don't they talk? That's not their concern. Is basically what the play football is. Their concern is for the entire university as a whole.
Yep.
We don't get. We can control what we do, but when we're playing a game out of state under, we don't know what the other universities doing to keep control.
Dude,
their
you can't
kids.
control
You
tailgate.
can't even. You can't even control your students basically staying home on there. They're all going to go to the bars or they're going to go to a party.
Yep.
I mean, Columbia, South Carolina, they had a big bar party outside off of campus. Of course, cops showed up, had to shut it down. But yeah, no one's there with a mask.
All right.
University of Alabama, you see all those kids showing around partying. Nobody's got a mask.
Yep. So it's just one of those things. I saw somebody make a post, about said things, and it's like, well, there's a reason why we have masks. So, well, how come all these COVID cases came up in Sturgis and not with the protest? Well, if you watch the protest, everybody was wearing masks.
They were handing masks out for all the protests. You protesting? Here's a mask.
There's a mask. Yep, it was that simple. So it's just a one-word answer: masks. That's why it didn't outbreak in other places. So just you'll see how this works, but yeah, it feels like it becomes politically charged, and we're trying to keep that out of sports. But this in the college game really feels politically charged. So we come back on the other side of the break. We will. What do we got, Moose? We still got NHL.
We got NHL,
and we didn't get too hard into the NBA, so maybe
we
we
got
could
the
do
Tigers.
a little. Oh yes. Canada Mike, we could talk about your Tigers and the wonderful performance this afternoon and sneak in our pick'ems, all that and more.
Right after this, we're at DSR2 Studio System Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your Old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's a Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
Are taking over this broadcast for the Ultimate Underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say infamous, venues in the D and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering. Digital media conversion and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com, or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390, or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57, serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. 57 Radio.
Oh, shit. 2.2 seconds to go in a tie game, and Toronto's got the ball out of bounds. They called the timeout, and it is here right now. The season is on the line. Is it overtime or it's overtime? Oh, it's a foul. He's going to the line. He's shooting two. He's shooting two. You telling me he ain't shooting two? He was going up for an alley-oop. Or are they getting it outside again? Holy cow, little watch it with us. NBA basketball, 98-98, Toronto, Boston. They are not in the bonus, so that is an out-of-bounds foul. Unless they call it in the act of shooting. But I don't know so there you go. 0.9 seconds. We got some overtime, I think, coming, people. What do you think, Moose? Overtime?
Overtime.
Oh, that was close.
In unison. Listen to the harmonies.
All right, guys. 98-98 going into overtime. Watch it with us. We got NFL pickups a whole lot more in this last hour. So, I went down the wrong pipe. As I try to take a drink while I'm talking. Let's get back to doing what we do at DSR2. I am Scrappy. And, there's Moose.
Hey, we are back here for the second hour of DSR2 on this glorious Wednesday here. In case you missed it, we did touch base on the craziness of what's going to happen here with football in the COVID world there. It's going to be a whole new world. I mean, it really is. I think you're going to see teams pop up that have no business being there. And teams that you think, oh, yeah, they're sure. You think they're just going to hit the dumpster fire.
It's going to be a weird year.
It will be weird.
It will. I mean...
And we'll get into our prediction, everything towards the end when we get our pick'ems going. And again, don't be jumping to the sports book right off the bat. Let's just see how things go, especially the first game or week or so.
I'm telling you, because we're going to do it later, and then when we come back next week, that'll be horrible. Watch.
Yeah.
It'll probably be brutal, if I had to guess. And then if you try to do, over and, the spread, fuck. Ugh. Ugh is ugh. But I'm excited for the game tomorrow. It'll be, of course, it's least affected by this.
The Western Conference final going on there, and that's actually because East Western Conference here with the Dallas and Vegas, and that series is tied 1-1 on there. But certain teams out there, like the Flyers, made a nice run there. Tampa's just got the best talent out there. They're the best.
They're playing.
Under Boston basically was a one team coming back that just didn't quite have under. We're the best team in the NHL most of the season under there. Of course, on with that on that. So, and again, of course, get to on there technically make them and get the number one pick. Rat bastard bullshit.
But the bullshit. It's bullshit.
So we got that going on, but it's going to be interesting there. And I think again the playoff actually, if you watched any of the NHL, it's been stellar. And it's been really great to watch on there. The games, everything. Good news is the NHL or NBC finally got rid of Mike Milbury.
Yay!
You got rid.
Funny.
You got rid of Roenick and Milbury in the same year. Oh my God! Is that Alva?
Yay!
Oh, it wasn't right. Yeah, no. Milbury got canned for something that was bullshit. But Mike Milbury should have been canned long ago.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I mean, he made a disaster of 2 franchises, and he was doing the same thing to a broadcast. So I have no problem there. And for the 27th straight year in a row, Canada will not win the Stanley Cup.
Oh, don't rub it in. Canada Mike's listening. He's not going to be happy about the situation. I'm just saying.
Their best chance was the Canucks.
Yeah. Well, we got an extra 5-minute session here, and I don't know, man. I think I hope Toronto can kind of pull it out. I want to see a game. I love game sevens.
Game sevens are always great.
Yes, I mean there's just so much on the line there. So I'd love to see them force a game 7 here. But we talked about even if they bow out in this series, they represented well.
Oh yeah,
with
I really believe on. I believe the way Toronto's played on, and again Boston coming back because they were all beat up in the first round on there in the playoffs, and they still pulled it out. And now what they're doing here in the semifinals has been in the conference, so it's been pretty good there as well on that. And again, freaking gold. The Vegas, third year in the under, and this is like their second Stanley Cup conference final.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they came out because they benefited from the crazy way they did that shit.
Right.
I mean, they were.
They were a playoff team.
The
You know
league
what
said, "Hey, we're just gonna make them a playoff team." Like they got so much. I've never seen anything like that. No other league does that with an expansion team.
No.
And so, yeah, what do we expect? It's kind of bullshit, especially when you're a Wings fan and they seem to just rob you of things.
Right.
You know, I mean, the draft lottery was horrible, and all that stuff. So, okay, Canada, Mike. Canadian teams don't win the cup but Canadian players win it for American teams. No, Euro players win it for all the teams. Shut up. I love you, brother, but shut up. It's Euro players now. Sorry. I'm just saying, sorry. It's not Canadians like it used to be. Not knocking the Canadians. They can play great hockey and all that. And by the way, your bacon is ham. So there.
Canadian bacon sucks. It's bad ham.
But I still love it, and I will still bring the RC Cola and Marlboros when I come out. But yeah, no, it's Euro now. I mean, isn't it? Doesn't it feel like it's much more of a European?
It is.
kind
We're
of
more
league?
worldwide on
Yeah,
there.
I mean, not saying it. You know, I'm not going to wait. There's a lot of great Canadian players, obviously, and American players too, but not as many, obviously. But it feels like it's much more Euro centric than it ever was. So I'll push back on that Canadian players thing. I'd say it's more Euros. But you can kick for it 313-307-5340 if you want. Text line is available.
I mean, we got right now it's 1-1 Islanders and Tampa tonight. Tampa's up 2-0 on that. I probably would love to see the Islanders on that because then they're the Islanders and they suck for so long and they're actually making a night. I mean, this is their first conference final in like 20 years. I mean, since Turgeon was on the team. It's just like
the sad thing is you say 20 years ago, and then I'm thinking, and then I go, oh wait, that's 2000. That doesn't seem that long ago, but you know
they were great. I mean, they were dynasty 40
It's a
years
long time
ago. I mean, well, you had the Mike Bossy and the guys there, and Randy. I mean, Trottier and everybody. There was a team. They won 4 Stanley Cups in a row. Al Arbor, it was a great team.
Right.
And then you just say, okay, and hit the skid. And they come back with a little run there with Turgeon. But then then you have like Mike Bilberry take over the team and just runs that team in the fucking ground. God. And they get the Gord Fisherman as a freaking under jersey. Jesus Christ. I like just the classic Island on there with the Islanders.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Austin, 102-101 lead with 3 minutes to go in overtime. But, it's got the ball here. And I said, he went righty to lefty and it was
Rolled
and he just missed the layup. Could not finish. Oh, my goodness, that's heartbreaking. Oh, goodness gracious. All those great moves and to the rim for nothing. Oh, man, that's rough. That is rough. Ooh. Rough screens out there. Get some rough screens out there. Playing. You notice the defense has been ramped up, or is it just me? It feels like it's much more
totally ramped
physical.
up. It's been the East Conference.
Yeah,
it's really
it feels like it.
Well, Boston plays defense.
Yeah,
As I said, is that?
But I mean, you got Boston, Miami.
You got Boston, Miami. That's gonna be like
Toronto.
throwback, man.
Dude, I can't wait, man. I mean, even if Toronto gets there, but I mean, part of me wants Toronto to get there because, like I said, I root for stories. So Toronto versus the Clips would be great to me, story wise. But yeah, whoever gets to the next year, it'll be.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's nice, man. That's tough.
It's nice, good stories on there, and it's a nice to see. They get rid of Kyrie, get Kemba, and all of a sudden, this could be Boston's year.
They just did. Well, addition by subtraction.
Right.
That's a big part of it. Don't forget spray cheese. I won't, Mike. I won't. I'll bring spray cheese.
Spray cheese is really underrated. Mike, we got to get some poutine from you.
Yes, we made. Good stuff. Oh, man. So, yeah, the last couple minutes here is going to be a tight one because we are tied up with a big 3-point from somebody. I didn't see it, but how the hell did they get up? Or tied? Oh, did you? Oh, I thought they called. I thought for a minute there they called. We don't have any audio, so I thought there was a foul there for a second on that 3. You don't do that. Oh, no. Oh, but he got fouled. He's going to the line. He's going to the line. Oh, my goodness. It's a hell of a game here, Moose.
Yeah, it is.
If you're not watching the NBA right now, you're really missing out. You might want to at least catch this overtime. It's been pretty. Oh my goodness, Kemba Walker. I think he broke his own ankles with that move.
So we got that, yep. And it's 1-1 still, almost about minutes left in the second period. So that, and then now they're talking. Somebody might be hiring Mike Babcock back in the NHL. Washington's looking at him.
Well, I mean, I get that Babcock isn't great, but he's a decent coach.
But nobody wants to play. Again, you can't get free wise on that.
That's becomes the problem. Are you going to come in here and wear people out like you always do, or can you come in here and kind of change up what you do a little bit?
Their problem was with Washington. They didn't get their coach on there when they won it. Basically he was out of contract and they didn't re-sign.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, look at this with a turnover, and Toronto's got the ball and a 2-point lead with 1:10 to go. This is sort of a vest there. I mean, it almost looked like Toronto was going to get bucked out of here. They hit a big 3, cause a turnover, and another big 3. Nope. But a couple of free throws later, they're up. So here we go in the final minutes, guys. We'll kind of like watch it with us and do a little play-by-play. Hopefully, when we get in trouble for disseminating something, we're not really disseminating, but ooh, missed that 3. Save out of bounds was to no avail because of turnover to Toronto. 35 seconds to go. Toronto's got the ball, 2-point lead. They're working that clock. About an 18-second differential
10
there.
seconds. Yep, and 10 seconds left in the shot clock.
Yeah.
So.
Down to 5 here as he takes the layup, and no, couldn't get it done. Boston is moving the ball quickly and was fouled. 19.6 on the clock, and an opportunity to. They're in the bonus, right? So, no, they're not. That was a great foul to give. Unless it was a clear path foul or some shit, but I don't think it was. Although they may be arguing that now. But, yeah, we're going to get a little out here for commercials. But, man, NBA is going on. That's been a good series. There's been some really good games in the bubble. The whole, like I said, it feels like the defense and all the dirty things that they're doing out there that I love whoever makes it Boston on to the next series. That'll be a good one, too, for those same reasons. That it's just physical and the defense and all the other little things that go into winning games that aren't on the stat sheet. So, okay, we're back here. It looks like. Okay, they're still on the phone.
So we got that going on.
Yep, no, you're good.
And then we got the Houston and the Lakers.
That's set, and that should be coming up, right?
Yeah, that's a later game tonight.
Yeah, it usually would have started at 9, but because
overtime,
I'm sure they're gonna hold off on that tip. Or maybe not. Maybe they tipped it off. Do you have scores that show it tipped off? I don't have them do other stuff here. But
that's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow? Then what's the late game? There's
late
no late
game is Denver and Clippers.
Oh, yeah, because the Lakers just played last night.
Yeah, Clippers Nuggets.
Duh. So did they tip that one, or did they wait?
They're waiting on that one. Probably ESPN too, so they're going to wait.
Oh, okay. Probably smart. So somebody said, referencing an article that the NBA playoffs, the ratings are down for the playoffs, 20% or 23% from last year. And I'm like, well, what I read, it was 20. So we're semantics here, a few percentage points. But you have to understand, like, half of these games were on during, like, the day. Like, during the week.
Right. So you're not going to get people work.
Yeah, like, so who's watching these games, I guess is my point. So as Boston sinks the first free throw, 1-point game with 18.9 on the clock. I fully expect them to be down. It isn't because of the quality of the product, that's for sure, because we're starting to get really good basketball now. Tie game, knock down both those free throws, and 18. What they just because they got tied up? What do we do? Stopping the clock. Anybody get a foul? What are we doing? Someone call timeout?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
No, the quality of the games have definitely been better on that as well.
I think they're just dragging this goddamn game out. Yeah, the quality of these games have been a whole lot better than I thought. I like the way they did the restart. I don't like that they bent over backwards to get Zion into the playoffs when there was no need to do all that.
No.
But I do like the fact that they kind of gave him a running start into the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think
The teams that had a shot, let's just wrap it up to get kind of a tune up there. So
Right.
everybody's got. So yeah, the first. I mean, you look at it like the wrap up is before they got to play. The first couple games were pretty rough to watch.
That's
It
what
was
I'm saying.
sloppy. Then you start watching. Once they got playoff time, going, holy man, these games are. I mean, they were really good.
Well,
I mean,
once
all
they
of
got the playoff time, these kids have been in the bubble longer. They got they kind of have an understanding how
time
things are
down
going.
better.
Yeah, they've been playing. They got nothing else to do but basketball. So I think they started
unless you're
gearing up.
Milwaukee.
Well, no, they have cohesion problems. They are not a team, as to where their counterparts in that series are playing as a team.
Right.
You know, Jimmy Butler is good, but not. He's not.
He's not better than Giannis.
No, he's just not. And so,
But he's a red ass.
but yeah, and he's.
I love the scrappy
yeah.
red ass.
Hell yeah.
Jimmy Butler. I always did.
Yeah, exactly. And he fits with the team. The way the team's playing it's a team thing. 10 seconds to go. This is up to Toronto. They're either going to win it or go to another overtime. Here it is, a step back three. Why is that the shot you take to win the game?
Double OT.
They go to another overtime.
This
is it's never going to end. We're going to go off the air in 26 minutes, and they'll still be playing.
Bastards. We got that. But yeah, you look at what's going on, the Lakers and the Rockets on there. Rockets came out, won game one, and it pretty much handled the Lakers. And then you look on there, the Lakers on there since then. Again, I don't think Houston's got. I mean, they don't have the size to compete with the Lakers. They just don't. They don't have the talent or the size.
Houston is Houston always was.
Right.
I mean, and so if it didn't work before, it's not necessarily going to work in the bubble. Especially considering like all the kind of distractions that have kind of come along with things for their bubble. Westbrook was in and out of the bubble, and when you have all that kind of stuff going on and you're losing guys, once again, they're not that great, and that style isn't conducive to any kind of depth when it comes to the playoffs. Like
Right.
you can win a round, maybe, and that's about it. I don't see them ever getting to a conference finals with that scenario, let alone an NBA final. So,
And when we talk about chemistry issues with Milwaukee, I think them losing Brogdon hurt them a lot more than you think.
oh, I'm sure too. Yeah, absolutely. But they just don't feel like a cohesive unit.
No.
Like I mean, you watch it, they just don't. It's sloppy and they don't have feel. And like I said, it might have been more obvious because their counterpart really in Miami really seemed to kind of feel well and come together while in this bubble. And so maybe that made it stand out, but it just felt like, to me, a 1 seed with the MVP, 2-time MVP potential, and the best record in the NBA. I never felt that they had that in control. I never felt at any point in time. As soon as they lost that game to Orlando, I thought they were in a tailspin the whole time.
Yeah, they happened to just basically because they had so much more talent than Orlando's. That's why they beat Orlando. But again, when they got to a team that's well discipline wise and playing as a team wise like Miami, it was done. I mean, they got basically that game one on there when they got blown out. They got holy crap.
I mean, Orlando wasn't very good to begin with, but then they had their MASH unit out there and still put to fucking
Right.
to in that first game or whatever. So, I just never felt from that point on that they were ever really a threat to do anything.
No.
And when I watch Miami play, they you know what they kind of remind me of? They remind me a little bit of the 04 Pistons.
Yeah, totally.
And so, I'm watching it happen. And I'm like, dude, I'm cool with Miami taking it all the way to big turnover with a transition dunk there for Tatum. Jeez, Boston up by.
And Boston's only going to get better because they got 3 number 1 picks this year too.
That's not even fair.
It was freaking that fat little leprechaun Danny Ainge just when he's getting
So
number
good
one.
at that. He's so good at
He's got
that.
3 number ones. He's like a lottery, low end lottery pick, a mid range pick, and a bottom pick on there at the end.
He's so good at fleecing cats. I don't know how he
Fat
does it.
leprechaun.
He's just so good at it.
So,
Now,
yeah.
if he could translate that into more championships, that'd be great.
We'll see what happens. I think, and again, you look on there, and this is freaking Brad Stevens is a damn good coach.
Oh yeah, I've always been a Brad Stevens fan.
I mean, coming out of Butler, I mean,
Yeah.
dude, the guy can flat out coach. I mean, he also manages because young enough he understands egos. He's not setting his ways
Right.
on there, and he basically works with the guys on. I think Kyrie was just the wrong fit,
Right.
And now we get look what they do with Kimba and all that too. And again, Toronto's a great damn team too.
Yep. That said, whoever comes out of this is going to.
I don't mind any
it's
of
gonna be
the 3 teams. I mean, if Toronto or Boston will come out of it, I have no problem with either one of them going to the finals.
Right.
And the same thing, I have no problem with Miami.
Yep.
I like all 3 actually.
Yeah. That's kind of my take. I think you're going to get a good conference final regardless, and then I think whoever makes it will be a good competitor,
Nice
a
alley-oop
good
there.
competition for the whoever's in the West. 4-point lead for Boston. Feels like Toronto is. Oh, there you go. There you go. You got to make.
And he missed it.
You got to. That's twice now that you've had a great
Dude,
play.
you had
to the
easy
rim
layup
and
on
you
there.
missed 'em. Oh, you need that turnover. That's a big turnover. But yeah, you can't miss those easy baskets in a playoff game and then make that one. What the heck? 2-point game. Toronto's hanging in there. Hanging in there. This has been one hell of a series. Even if it ends here at 6,
It's a tough set,
been a good. Yeah, it's been a tough 6. Yeah.
especially after the first game.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been great. Get out of here with that nonsense. Airmail and stuff. There's finally a foul on the reach in. 3:07 to go, and Boston up by 2 with the ball and at the free throw line. Oh man, yeah, one hell of a game. One hell of a game. Oh wow, I'd have been out of bounds, Boston anyway. Boston ball anyway. What they doing? I thought he was fouled. Oh, they're. Uh-oh. You know, there's like a challenge or something. What, do you want to challenge whether it was fouled or not? Can you do that?
I don't think you.
Oh, he had him hooked, so he couldn't rebound. And then, is that what they're looking for? Right here, watch. He had his arm, he's hooked. I don't know if that's what they're looking at. What they're looking
I
at.
don't think you can call a foul on that like that after the fact.
I don't know if you can. I don't know how the replay. I still don't get the whole challenge thing with NBA. I know you only get one. So. I don't know. He fouled him first. Hey, how about he fouled me first? So how about that? I don't know what the hell they're doing. Silly. All right.
Still 1-1, 6 minutes left.
Yep, Mike is losing his mind over the Raptors game. He's first the Tigers, now this. Hey, man.
Hey, we got a damn NBA championship this decade.
Yeah, right? And we haven't had
Well,
one since,
last decade.
yeah, we haven't had one since 04. And we won't have another one again till fucking 3004.
Fucking Gore sells the team.
Yeah. So how about them Tigers? No.
Come on, they won last night. I mean, it was a good. Actually, they were up big on there, and then the bullpen. But yeah, today just was one of those games where it's like,
Oh my
boy,
god.
was looking pretty good the last couple starts till today, and it's just like, ugh.
It's like, you know what? They were like, it was like a bad episode of Oprah, and everybody got doubles. Everybody was getting doubles. You get a double, you get a double, you get a double, everybody gets a double. Like you just reached under your chair and you pulled out a double. Wow. It was crazy. This could be the longest 3 minutes of basketball history. I feel like, would he foul out, or is he just,
He's taking a chair break.
is it a penalty box situation? He got all ball, it looked like, on that, too. I'm not sure where the foul.
I have no idea.
Oh, they checked whether that was a foul or not on it. So it's still going to be Boston's ball. But they're not. He's not going to shoot no free throws. I believe it's going to be Boston's ball out of bounds. But I could be wrong. They were trying to save the foul, so was someone fouling out? Why would you try to save the foul? Oh, now it's going to be a jump ball? Because they couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck? I'm confused now. When you were doing the review, you couldn't find out who the ball was out on? Yeah, even the coach is like, what are you doing a jump ball for? What was the point of this? Doesn't make any sense. Well, Toronto got the ball back, so Toronto fans are happy. You got an opportunity here. Tie it up with 3 minutes to go in the second overtime. But then you fucking call somebody on some dumb shit. This is going to be the longest 3 minutes in basketball history. A moving screen like a fucking dummy. Dude, if he gets around the screen, he gets around the screen. Why the fuck do you move into him? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, Canada Mike. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Jokic nails a line
right in the throat. That was fucking epic. I think he did it on purpose. He's a jerk. We should boycott.
He's not a jerk.
We should boycott tennis forever.
He actually felt bad about
I
that.
know. I'm just kidding. But they had to disqualify him for that shit.
Yeah, he was bummed. I mean, he's like, oh, man.
And you know the sad thing is, that's the only way he was getting out of this tournament.
Yes.
Because he was just fucking raking on fools.
Yes.
He was crushing cats. And so no one was going to touch him. He was going to run all the way to the end like it wasn't shit. And the only thing that could stop him was the freakiest of all freaky accidents, really, to be honest. That's what it feels like. Like, soon was going towards her, he was like, oh, shit, oh. And, like, it must have felt like slow motion to him. And then, bam, right in the throat. She, like, hit the ground. She grabbed at her throat like she couldn't breathe. I was like, damn. But shit, man. If you think about it, this ball at the throat at a pretty good speed, that would rush you up. Tie game. Buck 10 after 2 free throws.
This game following on
from Lowry. And that's why they challenged that, because he had 5 fouls. And he was going to be fouled out. So not only did they win that and get that foul back, he's scored again. Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, you can't leave that shit open, guys. That was too easy.
Gee, I wish the Pistons could have guys like that.
Oh, wait. They could have.
They did.
It's so bad.
So,
All
right. So we're on there. We got to pay
sorry.
attention to what's going on. We got week 1 coming up on here.
Yes.
We've got week 1 of the fantasy there going on.
So
as well.
yeah, let's what give them the fantasy. Like, what are they doing? If you are actually having a fucking fantasy league, because it's so crazy, some cats aren't even doing it.
No.
But
we're doing it on there.
But if you are,
and again, if we are doing it on it, most of the leagues are basically doing with either a couple extra roster picks, or we're doing a fact you can have an IR for COVID only, because they got to on there release that what the why are they out. And
now, do they have to? Do they have a COVID list
game.
in the game in the NFL?
They have to release what if the person tests positive for COVID while he's out.
I wasn't sure
Because again, you have to do that.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
It's not like college football, like Oklahoma.
Another alley oop. We're just doing alley oops. It's fun.
So, yeah, they're going to do that. So we're doing like an IR where you can actually have 2 guys on the IR, so you don't lose until you can pick up a roster spot for those guys while if they're test positive or they're under the restrictions or quarantine. Holy
big
crap!
3 was that? No, that was a big 3. Big time 3.
Holy crap!
Up by 1, Toronto fans, with less than a minute to go. This has been one hell of a game. Let him go to the rack, fool. Just don't let him shoot a 3. Oh, swipe. Oh, did Toronto just save their season? And won! What? They have to go up by 4. Canada Mike, turn off the camel racing and get back to the game. You're missing out. Do not change the channel. Do not go to camel racing.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Big time steal. All the way down to the rack and won. Unbelievable. Switched hands too. And popped the free throw. Oh wow. 38 seconds to go. 4-point Toronto lead. Yeah, I said it. Holy shit.
We might be going to Game 7.
The NBA is delivering. I want them to win Game 7. That would be great. All right, Moose.
So we got on there basically.
Fantasy pick
We got our fantasy picks on there. Basically, is I would say is guys on there. Who you draft, who you draft on there. But you got to look up for the matchups wise out again with it on it. Obviously, guys, basically, if you drafted right, and you're going to be okay. If you drafted like Tyrod Taylor, then you're going to lose. I mean, it's about, like Phillip Rivers. If you really drafted him as your starter, you're going to lose this. I would put on it. We're going to get to more guys to pick up if guys get injured wise on there. But for matchup wise on it, especially this week on there. I really like Big Ben going against, obviously, the Giants because the Giants' defense is terrible. The pass defense is. Matty Ice is at home. Got Seattle's pass defense is not all that great on there. Jets' defense really bad on there, so start Tyrod Taylor, baby, on that. So for quarterback-wise, but that's why I would look at on there for this one on there. Running back-wise, just you're going to have to look at the matchups-wise on there for week 1. If you got a Bears running back, boy, I feel sorry for you on that. But I would go basically is go with the matchup wise on there. I think Ingram's going to be the star, so I would start Ingram as right now. If you got the handcuff with Dobbins, hold Dobbins. Dobbins will take over probably by week 8 or so at the latest. On there, I think he's just again a younger version of Ingram.
Right.
They can do all on there, so again with it on that. Again, if you drafted or signed Leonard Fournette, don't start him this week. He's just got signed in there. Just hold off on there for a while on there. And I think New Orleans' pass run defense is actually underrated, so hold on to that on there. I think Will Fuller for receiving wise for Texas because it's going to shoot out I think a little bit on there. Maybe unless Will Fuller gets hurt because he will. He always does.
Yes.
On that. So I think this the first week is just look at your blender. If you drafted well, like boys, I hate to say it, Bills defense against the Jets, money. Just money. Trust me on this one. On that. But we'll get more into the guys that pick up on there for health reasons and everything with it. Who's the breakout stars next week on there. But this first week, guys, hopefully you drafted well. You didn't take like Kenny Galladay in the second round, like the top of the second round, because you're an idiot then. I'm talking to you, Scotty Super Genius. Dude, you could have got him in the third round. You took him in the top of the second. If you're in the PPR league, man, those are the fun down there. Unfortunately, I'm in a non-PPR right now. Next year, back into a PPR league again this year, and we'll get more into it. So on that. But again, trust your gut instinct on there for the guys on there, and again, look at the mat on there, and just go for your higher picks on there, because those are the guys you're going to. Hopefully you drafted well. They're going to get you into week 1, and then you get a better feel of what's going on after probably week 2 or so. All right. So there we go. Now we get our pick'ems. Actually, last year we didn't do too bad on there. We did better than we did in previous years. So hopefully this streak continues, but I doubt it because it's crazy.
Yes.
But we got the good news is we don't have any London games this year, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Bad news, we got no London games, so when we get up at 9 in the morning, there's not a game on. Damn it.
All right.
On it. So it starts out tomorrow in Kansas City.
Yes.
With an empty stadium, unfortunately. No tailgating, unfortunately. We got the Super Bowl champions, Kansas City Chiefs, at home. The 9.5-point favorite against the Houston Texans. And Bill O'Brien, coach, still punched Bill O'Brien, the general manager, right in the throat.
Yes.
Kansas City's a 9.5-point favorite.
And it's not even an issue. Like, if you're anywhere else but on this one than that, I don't know what to tell you. KC all day, twice on Sundays.
We got Atlanta at home on Sunday at 1 o'clock. They're a 1.5-point favorite against Seattle. Seattle's the West Coast team making the trip east on there. Remember, Matty Ice at home on it.
Yeah.
I think so on there. I think they're getting this is. I don't think Seattle's all that great. I do love Russell Wilson. I like the passing game on there. Chris Carson on there. I'm not sure what to make out of Atlanta with running game with Todd Gurley, but the passing game they're going to throw the ball a lot.
Right.
So give me Atlanta on that at home.
I'm going to take Seattle. The whole Atlanta thing scares the doggy doo-doo out of me. They just don't seem to get it going for me. Like I just, it's too wildly inconsistent, and I just can't trust Atlanta for shit. I just really can't. So I'm going to go the other bird.
Okay, can't argue on that one. The Jets are at Buffalo. They're a 6.5-point dog on that one. It could be 16.5-point dog on that one. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm with you. Jets are hot garbage, so I don't expect them to do anything this year. And a contested shot, out of boundsness. What are we doing here? 0.5 seconds left. 3-point game. Holy NBA.
All right. We got the Chicago Bears are traveling to Detroit. The Bears are a 2.5-point dog against the Lions on there. Actually, I think it's now up to 3. I got Bears are starting Mitchell Trubisky and Tariq Cohen as a running back on there.
Right.
Remember that one. I got to go with the Lions.
I'm with you, Moose. I don't like to go with the Lions very often if I don't have to, but these Bears are absolutely freaking horrid. Right. They're one of the worst teams I've seen. I don't know. They got to be the worst team. They got to be at the bottom.
The Lions, I think, are going to be better defense-wise than they were last year. I think the signings and the drafts and all that, they are going to be better wise. Don't know if they're going to run the ball, but they got everybody back receiving-wise on there. I think they said stories are Stafford has looked really good in training camp, so we'll see. I'm going to go with the Lions because it's Trubisky.
I'm with you.
All right, Green Bay is at Minnesota. Green Bay is a 2.5-point dog at Minnesota on there. Green Bay did nothing to help themselves offensive-wise in this season in the offseason-wise on there. Aaron Rodgers is pissed. Minnesota lost Diggs, lost Griffin. They added Yannick, so they added the offensive line is better on there. I'm going Minnesota at home.
Minnesota at home. That's a tough one to call. I kind of want to go that way, but I always look at quarterback play when it comes to, especially in a season that's going to be all over the place. You're going to have wild inconsistencies, and it's going to be goofy. I'm going to lean Green Bay this week. I just don't know what Minnesota did. I just don't know. So we'll see. Green Bay.
All right, we got an intriguing game here. Miami's going to New England. It ain't be that cold up there in New England, so
no. But you get your first look at
Cam
Newton in a New England jersey, and if you're
New England's a 6.5-point favorite.
Really?
Hey, I'd take Miami points.
Right. Well,
because half the New England defense is sitting out this year.
Right. We highlighted that Miami would be a team that we would pick to be, on the come up. I just don't know that they're ready right now, and I know that Belichick has his team ready. Period. Regardless of practices, regardless of whatever. So I'm going to stick with what has worked, regardless of how the team looks different now. I'm going to take New England until Miami can prove different.
I'm going to shoot for an upset here. I'm going to go with Miami.
Ooh, look at that. We got another difference there.
All right. Philly is at Washington. Also 1 o'clock game. They're 6.5 points on the road. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Philly. Yeah.
Yeah. It's terrible. They have no running backs.
No.
They have no defense.
No.
They have no. They have no offensive line. Yeah, give me Philly.
Yep.
All right, we got Vegas is not set playing at home yet. They're on the road against Carolina. Believe it or not, they're a 2.5-point favorite against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, okay.
Carolina, their defense is terrible.
Well,
Teddy Two Gloves though, he's got to be better than Kyle Allen. I'm going Carolina because the West Coast team going east.
Oh, West Coast going east? Sure, why not? I could go along with that. There's so many unknowns on both of these teams. I think the Raiders kind of almost overachieved last year, I felt like. And so,
I think they're going to be better this year.
Yeah, I think they could be better this year, but do they overachieve this year? I think they've got quarterback issues. I think the core coach scenario is not what it should be. And I kind of lean in your way, Moose. I think I'm going to go Carolina.
On it. All right, we got Indianapolis at Jacksonville. They're a 7.5 favorite on there. I don't love Phillip Rivers, but we know what we got with on there. They got a good running game. They got a great defense. They got a great offensive line. You got Marlon Mack. You got Jonathan Taylor going to be able to run the ball on there. I think they're going to. Jacksonville has nothing. Except Gardner Minshew and his glorious porn star mustache.
But guard hey, now don't underestimate the power of the Fu Manchu.
The Fu Manchu.
I'm just saying.
I'm going to say is.
And you got limp noodle arm.
They're going to run the ball. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Plus the defense is very good on there. I think underrated for Indianapolis on there. And again, it's Doug Maroney versus Frank Wright as coach. Give me Indy.
Yeah, I'll take Indy in this case, too. Similar reasons. I just don't feel that, once again, we talked about it earlier, Jacksonville feels like they're on tank mode. So
yes. Again, now we got our last 1 o'clock game. Cleveland goes to Baltimore. We got it in on there. Basically, these teams do not like each other. Baltimore is an 8.5-point favorite against the Browns.
Well, I mean, is there any reason why they wouldn't be?
No.
I mean,
even without Earl Thomas, who basically got out of Baltimore there because lost his fucking mind.
Right.
Give me Baltimore.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
I mean, come on.
Right.
Chargers are at Cincinnati for a 4 o'clock game, or 4:05. They're a 3.5-point favorite against Cincinnati. The JoJo era begins in the Rivers. Was it the Rivers or the Pearl? I don't know what they call that.
I was about to say you lost me there. Oops, I had the wrong logo.
It's still Cincinnati.
Yes.
I don't care on there, but give me the Chargers.
Yeah,
it's a clock game, so.
Once again, same scenario. Just not feeling the whole Cincinnati debacle. One of those teams that's just going to be at the bottom of the barrel for me this year.
We got the 4:25, the game of the week on Fox. We're going to have to deal with Buck and Aikman. We got Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay is a 3.5-point dog.
Tampa, yeah, I mean,
I would say that's right.
That sounds about right. New Orleans is playing. They're doing what they're doing. Drew Brees is at a high level. The team is already established. You know what I'm saying? And it's not this Tampa thing where you're kind of figuring out the team and what this is going to be. So I'm very curious. We talked about it earlier. I think there's some great stories there, but Brady doesn't have the resources there that he had.
He doesn't have the offensive line, and he doesn't have the defense.
So I think that's underrated as far as what he needs. So I'm with you. I am.
New Orleans is better. They got Emmanuel Sanders now as the number 2. Would go with.
And they've been playing. They've been playing together and doing their thing. So.
All right, we got Arizona at Frisco. If they don't move that game because of fire, Arizona 7.5-point dog against Frisco on there. This is an intriguing one because I love Frisco's run game. I love Kittle. I love the pass rush on there. Not sold on their secondary wise, but Frisco has no receiving core whatsoever. I mean, come on, they really don't.
Yeah, but I mean,
Arizona can't stop the run on there. I'm going to go with. I'm going Frisco.
Yeah, I'm with you. Frisco's defense is really good.
I think Arizona's going to be much improved on there, but I don't.
I just don't see where it's going to be enough. I mean, to me, I just don't see where it's enough. San Francisco's defense alone just makes things too difficult, I think, for Arizona to overcome this week. So I'm with you. I got some.
All right, we got the late game. The Sunday game. Dallas is at the Rams, and their new team. Dallas is a 2.5-point favorite on the road. On this one, this is going to be intriguing because Dallas has got a new coach, new system.
Yeah.
Dak's still not been paid yet.
Right.
Their defense is terrible. Who's going to be running the ball for the Rams? Gurley's gone on there, but they got everybody back. They traded Brandon Cook in the offseason. Didn't matter because he was pretty much going to be the number 3 this year anyways on there. Jalen Ramsey did get paid on there. I'm going to go Rams. I'm going to take the upset.
Yeah, I would say that's an upset. I'm not high on Dallas at the moment. I just never really have been. I think that their window is closed, and their chance at a championship has been long gone. But that being said, we're talking more about winning divisions and championships. Where with the Rams, I feel like they're regressing and going the other way even more. So you're right. It's an upset, and that's cool. You can take it. Not this guy. I'm gonna rock with Dallas this week.
You're going Dallas.
I'm going Dallas. I don't even like Dallas, but I got to go Dallas.
All right. We got Monday night, the early game, 7:15 in the evening. This will be with the new crew of Steve Levy, Brian Greasy, and Lance Riddick there. I like Pittsburgh, even though it is winner. I'm not sold on it. We'll see what they have with Daniel Jones as a QB on there, but their defense is terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
Pittsburgh's defense is really good.
my whole thing with the Giants is they've been bad, and they haven't proven that they're doing anything to be better. I don't know. What did they do? Did they wow you in the draft? Did they wow you in free agency? Did they wow you at all? They didn't. And Steelers won games they shouldn't have won. And Tom is there, and you got Ben back, regardless of what version of Ben you had in the shit show you had at quarterback last year. I got to take the Steelers.
Steelers are blowing out Denver.
Yeah, they are. Who won that game anyway? Since
Toronto.
Toronto won that game and forced to 7. I love it.
They're 3-2 in sevens and in 7 games, and Boston is 29-6 lifetime.
That is going to be one hell of a game 7. I can't wait.
All right, so the late game on Monday night, Tennessee is at Denver. Tennessee is a 1.5-point dog on the road. Von Miller.
That's a big blow right there.
That's why that hurt.
A big blow right there. I'm sorry.
Oh, but Tennessee really has is Derek Henry.
Tennessee's bad. Like Tennessee, I expect them to regress. I know they showed well last year.
I'm going Denver. I think Denver's a sneaky. Could be on there. I think Drew Lock might be actually finally. Elway finally got a quarterback wise on there, and I definitely like the receiving core much better this year than last year. I think even though they got some rookies wise on there, I think they're going to be pretty good. Plus, they got the running game on there with Gordon and Lindsey there as the runners. So.
I think that's the key. I mean, with Von Miller, I've fully taken them. Without Von Miller, I'm still leaning towards Denver. They got the running game. The defense is still not horrible. And I just think that Tennessee regresses this year. So I'll take Denver.
So there's our picks for week 1 on there. We'll probably go, again, we can't go 0-16 because we took all the teams on there unless they're freaking ties.
Yeah, right. Well, it's just one of those things, Moose, that, like I said, it's going to be one crazy year. And whatever we're able to pull off as far as having the games, I mean, I think we're just happy with that. But like we said earlier, I'd hold off on the sports book for a minute. Yes. I'm just saying.
Unless they take Buffalo and half over the Jets, because it is the Jets.
It is the Jets. There's that. It's another great NBA game in the books. Got another one going tonight. I don't know if you guys are going to stay up and make it through this game. These later games are tougher to make it through. But the Clippers might make that decision for you early.
Yes.
But Denver can't hit a fucking thing.
No.
It's 10 minutes left in the second.
Yes.
They only have 14 points.
I know.
What in the hell is going on here? So, what do we have? The opposite of that?
Thank you.
Yeah, right to them. Jeez Louise. This is like the polar opposite of the game we watched just a few minutes ago. But Clippers are out to say, hey, we want to get to them their finals.
Williams wants to get some more wings.
Yes.
So, yeah, We got that, and again, did anybody watch Kentucky Derby? And I know it was down by 3/4.
Well, what is the fucking point of that goddamn thing?
Because nobody showed that you couldn't get 200,000 people into the stand. So
right.
What are you going to bet? You're going to be a degenerate gambler and bet online at home?
I guess the book. I don't know.
You don't even have to go to the book. You can do it online on there, right?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. So, I don't kind of usually do this, but a lot of stuff going on in the personal world outside. So I want to thank everybody for hanging out this week. I needed this couple of hours to just kind of talk about something other than all craziness going on in not the world, but in my little bubble of friends and family. So, we always roll up out of here with like this, be good to each other stuff, and we'll always do that. But just take this time, this extra couple of minutes to, hug a loved one, make a phone call, shoot them a text message or check out their social media and post something on their wall, whatever you can to reach out. It's been a rough year for everybody. And, we're losing loved ones left and right regardless of this pandemic. And so just understand life is very fragile and that things can change in a blink of an eye. And don't let things pass you by too quick. Tell somebody you love them, man. Don't wait. Don't put it off another day. And don't just tell them, show them. Follow through on something. Come by, say hello, follow through on a promise, even if it's an old one that you missed and didn't keep. Show some compassion for your fellow man for once in your life, and especially in your family. So to my family, I love you guys dearly. My extended family, my immediate family, and of course Moose, my Studio 57 family, man. Love all you guys, and I appreciate everybody. And so for all you guys that are going through struggles and stuff, understand that you have people that love you out there, and they got your back if you got theirs, and we can come together and we can get through all of this stuff. We can get through anything that comes our way if we do it together, whether it's friends, whether it's hey, it's us here in the debacle that is our sports world these days. So, like I said, man, it goes above and beyond just our usual be good and peace and happiness and love. It's take that extra and make sure you give it to everybody, especially the ones who've given it to you. We love you guys, man. Thanks for all the support.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop.